Hi everyone, this is Anitra, and I wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. I know the month is halfway gone, but I haven't actually been able to do videos because I've been just really busy with the kids and the holiday season and things. So I wanted to wish everybody a happy new year and hope your year is starting off really nice and everybody's still kept to their resolutions. I didn't make any because it's very hard for me to keep them, so there's that. And I wanted to share with you a project I did for Your Paper Pantry. It's a new group hosted by Laura, who is, she's Little Lulu Scraps on YouTube. And she's the hostess of this, or the moderator of this swap. And this month we were to make penny rugs, a candle mat penny rug. And what that is typically leftover pieces of felt that someone might have. They put them together, and traditionally they're in circles, in like penny sizes, and I've seen a lot of them online where they're just all circles and graduating circles on top of each other, blanket stitched all the way around. And I've seen online some table runners and little candle mats, and I thought they were super cute. So I signed up for the swap, and I didn't have a pattern, although I was inspired by a lot of the ones that I saw online. I decided to make my own pattern, and all I did was just cut a circle on my Cricut, and then I folded it in eighths, and I just did a round cut around the circle to make a scallop, and then however it came out, that's what I stayed with. And I know some of them are not exactly equal around here, but I thought it was okay because this is a primitive type project, so I was okay if my stitches weren't perfect or they weren't exactly the same size. I thought it just added to it. But how I came up with my pattern is just this heart I cut from a Cricut cartridge, the Accents Essentials. Yeah, and it's this heart right here on this page, right there. And I didn't like the color I got from Joann's because I did buy my felt from Joann's because I didn't have anything wool around, and when I went to the secondhand stores I didn't really see a lot of wool coats or anything. I live in Texas, so we don't have very cold winters here, so you don't really see a lot of wool around. So I went and bought mine at Joann's, and the yellow that they had, this mustard yellow, I thought was a little too bright for the primitive type things. So what I did is I took my RIT dye here, oops, sorry about the glare, and I just soaked that in some dye, and I didn't even soak it for very long. I think it was maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It wasn't until I saw it dull the color out a bit. I took it out and I threw it in the dryer, and it shrank up real nice, and this is what was left. So I really like that. Because it's wool, it accepted the dye really well. Now I do know they sell the wool squares or the felt squares at the craft stores and things that you can buy. They usually come like this, but these are made of polyester, and polyester, it doesn't accept dye very well. So if you were thinking about dyeing your wool, I would stick with your felt, I would stick with the more of the higher wool percentage, because it does accept the dye better. Like this one here, this taupey color, that started out being this color here. And I did the same thing. I soaked it in that RIT dye, and it accepted it perfectly, and I dried it and it stayed, and it came out really nice. But that's how I got my pattern. And for this flower, I just freehand cut this flower, and I freehand cut these leaves. I didn't have a dye for them, but they came out okay. And because it's a primitive type project, I was okay with if it wasn't all perfect or if my stitches were not equal. I thought it came out cute and added character. And just because I wasn't real careful with the stitches on the back, I did add this second one here so that you don't really see the stitches. It's just the blanket stitch I put around the edge. So that turned out cute. But they do have patterns online, and some of them are really super cute. But I thought since I have a Cricut and it cuts pretty nice shapes, I decided to do another one. And I used my Cricut to make the pattern. I cut this scallop, I think it's supposed to be a flower, I'm not sure. But that's this one right here. I just use the blackout function and I cut this one, and that's this one here. And then I cut a smaller one so that it's supposed to sit inside like that. And then again, I use the same heart shape to make these, and I put them on every scallop. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do little circle pennies on the edge or if I'm going to put little circles in the middle. But what I found that was easiest for me to do when I was setting my pattern out was to take a glue stick and glue the hearts down so that they didn't move, and I knew exactly where they were going to be and how far from the edge they were going to be. And then I was able to do my blanket stitch. And I'm just going to show a blanket stitch real quick because I know a lot of people had said they weren't sure whether or not they wanted to join the swap because they struggled with their blanket stitch, but it's not terribly scary to do. How I do it is that I don't even hide my knot. I just kind of go through the center or the thickness of the felt, and felt typically is pretty thick, so you can kind of do that, and it's going to show on the bottom, but since it's going to be stitched down, I'm not really that worried about it. And what I do is just throw my floss off to the edge, and then I just take a stab at where I think my stitch I want it to be, and I come through the bottom, pop up to the edge of the heart, and then keeping this thread behind the needle, I just pull the needle through, and it kind of looks like a mess right now, but you just keep pulling, and there's your first blanket stitch. And however you tug on the thread, you can kind of get your stitches to straighten up. So again, you just keep the floss to the back or the thread, and I recommend using the embroidery floss. Go through the back. See how my needle's through the back right there? And I kind of just feel it with my finger that it went through, and then I move out of the way, and then I poke it up. Let's do it again. Poke it up through the edge of the heart, and I'm not going through the heart, the thickness of the heart. I'm just going through, keeping the floss at the back of the needle, pulling my thread through, and there's my second stitch. But I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, because after all, this is like a primitive style, and I mean, if it bothers you that your stitches are crooked, I mean, you just keep practicing and they'll get straighter. But you can kind of manipulate the which way the stitch goes by pulling the thread. You see how I'm pulling it this way and it's going crooked? Just give it a little slack like this, and then pull it straight up, and it straightens out. You see that? It's not too bad. And I started doing this one while I was at my son's swim school. So once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. And that's all I did for this. So I hope you could try this out if you wanted to, or if you wanted to try it out on just different things around. And you'll see in my other projects that I have a lot of videos to do today. I did use this blanket stitch a lot, and one project kind of went into the next. And anyway, but it's cute, and the blanket stitch is not that hard. And it's okay if they're crooked. It just adds a little character to it. In case you wanted to try it out, I hope I explained it okay. And if not, you could just leave me a comment or ask me a question. I'll be more than happy to show it again if that's something that you're interested in. But other than that's it for my swap. I'm just going to package it up. I'm probably going to fold it and then put it in some kind of plastic so it doesn't get ruined. But I'm sure it'll be fine. And send it off. But that's it for me for now. I'm coming back with another video because I did sign up for other swaps, but for now that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.